Today on Corporate Review, join us as we explore innovative technologies, cutting-edge solutions, and timely discussions from leaders across the globe. This is Corporate Review.
Welcome to the show. I'm Jackie Bales. They say a craftsman is only as good as his tools, but in this tough economy, many professionals have been forced to use outdated equipment. One such field that has seen impact in this area is dentistry. Our guest today, Rob Goschel, Director of Sales and Marketing of NSK Dental, is here to discuss the good news that it is truly possible to replace old equipment and remain competitive despite a challenging economy. Welcome, Rob.
Thank you, Jackie.
Rob, what are dentists' biggest challenges when it comes to differentiating themselves in a down economy?
Well, there are a lot of competitors out there, and there are a lot of ways they can do it around technology and different specialties within dentistry. And for dentists, they want to make sure that they have the tools that can make them as productive as possible. They need to see a lot of patients. They need to see a lot of patients in a short period of time. And by having the best tools at their disposal to use, it really allows them to be more productive. And that's partly is our job to tell them how they can be more productive with the actual tools such as a handpiece that they use each and every day.
Tell us a little more about NSK and exactly what it is you're doing for the dental industry.
So NSK is the world's largest manufacturer of rotary instruments, or in layman's terms we call them handpieces here. And handpieces are what the dentist uses each and every day, essentially to drill out decayed tooth. It's that little buzzing noise that you quite often hear when you go to the dental office. Right. NSK manufactures almost a quarter of those that are used worldwide. And we actually embarked 2.5 years ago on a very strong strategy to grow our business in the Western Hemisphere, and particularly in North America. And I am particularly in charge of the US and Canadian markets in that strategy.
Interesting. Well, let's see how NSK is creating cutting-edge, high-speed rotary technologies.
Faced with a slow growth environment, many dental practices are choosing to keep their existing equipment longer. This requires dental equipment manufacturers to innovate faster, so dentists recognize the value of replacing this old equipment. At the forefront of this industry, NSK Dental can quickly design and develop quality new products to meet the changing consumer needs and adjust to market trends.
NSK is committed to offering top quality and innovative products contributing to dentistry. We have been developing and manufacturing dental high-speed, low-speed handpieces, implantology micromotor, and endodontic micromotor, which are essential in most dental treatments. We work hard to achieve our corporate missions of contributing to the health, well-being, and progress of people through the world with our affordable, high-quality, advanced performance products. Based on our three core technology, high-speed rotary, micromotors, and ultrasonic technology, we continue to deliver innovative products that satisfy our customer needs in dentistry. For more than 80 years, our business objective have been to provide durable, elegant, and competitive price products. With this basic philosophy, we can meet the constantly changing needs of the dental market. We have made substantial investment in a production facility with more than 150 computer automated machines and extensive testing facility, while keeping more than 90% production in-house. We have established the most efficient, the most advanced dental instrument factory in the world. We will attain #1 global market share and be distinctly ahead of our competitors as a leading dental rotary instrument company. To achieve this goal, we will continue to enhance our production facility and constantly launch innovative products. We are invested in the future of dentistry. We will provide cutting-edge products and first-class services for our customers worldwide.
Rob, how do you think NSK will influence the practice of dentistry in the future?
Well, NSK is going to continue to make life easier for dentists. We're going to help make them more productive with their time. We're going to make things easier for them. The two biggest things that we can do as a company is we can make products that are more ergonomic, meaning easier to hold, lighter weight, something that's much easier for them to use over a long period of a day. They have to remember that a dentist starts using that handpiece typically at 8 o'clock in the morning when they come into the office, and then are still using that same handpiece, or a different handpiece, but using a handpiece nonetheless until the last patient that leaves when they finish their day. So it's very, very important that they have something ergonomic, easy to hold. And the second point is power. One of the things we are constantly doing as a company is designing and developing more powerful cutting tools. A lot of dentists today are using very, very hard, rigid materials in restorations. Zirconia is a good example. Zirconia happens to have a lot of qualities that are lifelike, like an actual tooth, having a white color to it and that type of thing, but it's also a very, very hard material. And you have to have a very powerful tool, cutting instrument, and a handpiece to cut through that type of material. And NSK is continually pushing the envelope to come up with more powerful instruments that enable dentists to do that.
So how is NSK differentiating itself from its competitors in the field?
So a lot of it is about those two things and actually designing products that are what the dentist wants. We do a lot of surveying of dentists, both in the US and Canada and also worldwide, and we look at very, very specific needs for the market. One of the very good examples of this is a product called S-Max Pico that we launched a couple of years ago. It is the world's smallest head air-driven handpiece, and that handpiece actually, because it's such a small head, allows you to reach into areas back in the oral cavity that are very, very small. If that patient doesn't want to open up their mouth wide enough, it enables the doctor to actually produce and provide a more comfortable treatment because the patient doesn't have to open up their mouth as much. It also falls along the line with a lot of the trends that are going on. So we're differentiating ourselves because we're seeing trends in dentistry, not only in the US and Canada, but worldwide, that are showing more and more women are getting into dentistry. In fact, in the not too distant future, more women will be graduating from dental school than men, and they have different needs. Their hands are smaller, physical features are smaller, and they want handpieces that are a little lighter, a little bit better balanced, and we're developing products along those lines to take advantage of this trend.
Well, that makes a lot of sense. Obviously, women's hands in general are smaller, so it would make sense they would have their own tools.
A key market trend is that there are now more women graduating from U.S. dental schools than men. NSK continues to develop equipment with smaller dimensions to cater to this demographic, which tends to have smaller hands than their male counterparts. NSK manufactures nearly all of their product components in-house, which provides reliable development and precise quality control. NSK is an innovative manufacturer of the most used instruments by dentists in their daily practice and is committed to providing quality product solutions to meet their customers' needs.
Tell us about your strategy, Rob, to grow NSK's business in the United States and Canada.
Well, a little over 2.5 years ago, we developed a new organization, NSK Dental LLC, and basically we are putting together the strategy where we're using a sales force, a field sales force, we're selling through traditional distributors, and we're getting into the market in a much bigger way than we had before. In the past, we had done some OEM programs with other manufacturers, but now we're really bringing that NSK brand into the U.S. in a large way. And that includes everything from advertising in dental trade journals, a strong web presence, being at trade shows, and a lot of different activities to show the market who NSK is. So there's a sense of education going on. A lot of dentists have heard of NSK, but because we don't have the market penetration here yet, as we do in many other markets in the world, especially in Asia and Europe, it's a process that takes some time. And we're really developing. We built a brand new headquarters in Hoffman Estates, Illinois, about 3 years ago now, that actually is supporting that operation. We're supporting all of the core functions, the sales and marketing, but we're also supporting the back office functions, which would include things like dental service repair. Dentists, their first interaction with a company that makes handpieces like ours is a repair service call where that handpiece might need some sort of a repair. And so 6 months or 12 months or hopefully further, 2, 3, 4 years down the road when that handpiece needs repair, we want to make sure that we have the operation to fully support that request from the dentist and get that handpiece repaired to the best of our ability and back out to the dentist to use again. Because when they don't have the handpiece, they can't be productive.
Right. So how does NSK's strategy in the U.S. differ from its strategy in other markets?
Well, we're kind of in an earlier phase here. So in other markets in Asia and also in Europe, the company's had a longer history and been around with the NSK brand. So we're doing a lot of awareness building around the NSK brand. Just what is that NSK brand? One of the things we find very interesting is if we can get the message out there and a dentist requests an opportunity to what we call demonstrate, or demo for short, our product, we have a very, very high closing rate in those situations. So the awareness building that we're doing, the advertising, the web presence, the trade show presence that we have, and as well as our sales reps that are actually going into dentists and working with our distributors that we work with, that's really helping to drive a lot of questions about the product. What is the product? And then eventually getting trials. And we feel like if we can get that trial to happen, we stand a shot of getting that sale because our product is among the best out there.
Because as soon as they have it in their hand and have used it for a while,
they don't want to give it up.
Right.
That's correct.
So what feedback do your customers give you, and in what ways does NSK use that information?
It's great. We get feedback, both positive and negative, and the positive feedback, obviously, we love, but the negative feedback also helps because it gives us some things to strive for. You know, and some of the kind of feedback we get is, I wish this handpiece could be more powerful. I wish we could elicit more power out of it. Sometimes they say, I wish it could be a little bit lighter weight, a little bit here, a little different. But we take that feedback constantly and we design new products and improvements to the existing product around that. That again is the great thing about NSK. As a company, a global company based in Japan, we really do look at the individual markets. And the US dental market's a very discerning customer, it's a very high-tech market, and we want to make sure that we have the products that will fit that market just as we do in other markets. So the feedback that we receive, we report it back constantly to the company. We do regular market surveys and marketing research surveys in both the US and Canada, and that information is used and fed back to our corporate office and to our engineers, and they design changes based on that. So it's very, very, and actually we can do this very quickly as well, where in some cases we're able to make a design change within 6 months and commercialize it that quickly.
The reason I use electric handpieces today in my practice is in order to make sure I offer my patients the best service and dental therapy possible. Electric handpieces allow me the ability to be definitive, predictable, and minimally invasive when I offer my dental procedures and service to my patients. When I look to purchase a handpiece for my practice, I want to make sure I'm buying the best product. What I look for is a company that has outstanding service, and more importantly, a company that has an outstanding reputation. The handpiece has to allow me to be definitive and predictable when I perform my procedures, and more importantly, I need to work with a company that's going to have outstanding service and representation in case of an emergency. I first tried NSK about 1.5 years ago. I tried it because I wanted to try and incorporate a new material and product into my office that would allow me to be much more predictable and efficient when I'm performing my dental surgical procedures. In working with NSK, I found that my patients are just happier. The electric handpieces allow me to be much more efficient when performing my dental procedures. More importantly, there's less noise and less turbulence in the patient's mouth, allowing the patients to be much more comfortable and to have a more pleasant experience in the dental office. The use of an electric handpiece has allowed me to market myself as a premier provider to my patients. I have a practice philosophy of offering the best service and product. And in order to fulfill that practice philosophy, I have to have the best equipment around me. The electric handpiece allows me to comfortably say, I'm able to offer the best for my patients.
Rob, tell us about any new NSK products and how they're impacting the market.
Sure. Well, I have a few that I brought with me. One of them, which is kind of interesting, we not only do products in the dental market, but also in the hygiene market. This is a product called iProphy Air. It is made for what are called disposable prophy angles that will sit on the end here, and this is what's basically used by a hygienist to clean teeth and to do a dental prophy. It's very hygienic because this nose cone portion can be taken off and actually autoclaved, so it makes that easier for the office to do and keeps things according to OSHA protocol. But anyway, again, a nice product, and this is an example of a product that's very specifically made for the US market, because the US market is the only one in the world where disposable prophy angles are used. Most of the time in most other markets, a little cup is put onto the end of a handpiece, a fixed end handpiece that's autoclaved. So this is a nice feature here for this product that was designed specifically for this market. A couple others here that I have to show. One is called Timax Z45 45L. This is the world's first 45-degree surgical handpiece that can be put onto an electric motor. And what's really nice about this product, when you take a look at it, is with that angled head, it really does provide outstanding access. There's a little switch here on the back of the handpiece that the doctor can turn it from a surgical mode that doesn't use any air, or they can turn it the opposite way, and it actually will put air back into the handpiece. And what's nice about it, and you can kind of see this as I hold it up, if you're holding it up like this and the dentist is working on a lower molar, let's say, they can actually see underneath it much better. So it really improves visibility for the dentist. And this is a very unique product. We're the only company in the world that makes a 45-degree handpiece that fits onto an electric motor.
Huh.
And the third one that I brought is a product we just launched. It's called Timax Z800L. We have another companion of this called Timax Z900L, where the head is slightly larger than this. But this is the world's most powerful air-driven handpiece. And as this power, it really cuts very, very evenly, efficiently. We do a lot of demonstrations at trade shows versus our competitors in terms of having them cut through a block side by side and letting them see how this product works in the hand. It has a new coating, which we call DuraGrip, which is on here. Basically, it's a slightly roughened surface. You know, a dental operatory is an environment where a lot of things can and do happen,
Right.
and the handpiece is likely to get wet. And even if a dentist has gloves on and this handpiece gets wet, they're going to be able to grasp onto this easier and not drop it or lose their grip as they're using it. So again, a very, very popular product that is really doing well. The feedback on this product that we've had just in this last few months since it launched has been very, very positive.
So much thought that goes into the development of these handpieces and products is incredible.
There really is. And this is, I think, one of the things, the engineering staff that we have in Japan, they really do a great job of soliciting feedback from the various markets and in turn also customers. They want to come to the US, they want to ride with sales reps, they want to see what the customer wants. What is it that they really like about the handpieces they're using now, whether they're ours or they're made by our competitor, and what are the things that they think could be improved. And so it wouldn't be unlikely at all that a dentist at some point in the future sees one of our engineers and helps to come up with an idea that makes the product better. And this is something that I think when we look at the company and what we're able to do, it's this customer focus and this constant improvement that really sets us apart.
So tell me about NSK's history and how that history influences its business strategy today.
So NSK was founded in Japan in 1930, and so for over 80 years now, the company has been really honing its expertise in the area of dental rotary instruments. It was a pioneer in bringing titanium technology to the market when most companies have used stainless steel. Why titanium? Well, titanium is lighter weight. It doesn't stain as much, and so dentists are constantly putting these through what's called an autoclave, where they're steam sterilized after use every single time. And that titanium just holds up better over the long term. So as the company has been founded, and it's a publicly held company traded on the JASDAQ exchange in Japan, but also very, very closely held by in the family, where it's now our president CEO, Eiichi Nakanishi, is a third generation. He's really done a fantastic job of keeping the company's core business and branching out into adjacent spaces that make sense, that are very close to what we're currently doing with the rotary instrument technology. And because of that, we're really seen as being a leader in that technology. And we're not getting into a lot of different businesses that are far-flung, even in dentistry, but really concentrating on what we do best. And I think that the company's history, the investment in the core technologies and the continual investment back in those technologies really helps to show that story.
We manufacture every handpiece component in-house rather than just assemble parts made by someone else. For you, that means the assurance of precision engineering and extraordinary quality. NSK Timax Z electric models deliver the power, speed, torque, and the reliability you need. And they're built for comfort and durability. From the outside in, the lightweight, ergonomic, solid titanium body is durable on its own. But for even greater resilience against stains and repeated sterilizations, we've added a DuraCoat finish. On the inside, NSK gears are designed using 3D simulation software and coated with DLC coating. This helps to minimize vibration and noise and maximize the life of the gears. Plus, there are features to make your job easier, like NSK's patented Clean Head technology for enhanced infection control and the smallest head and slimmest neck. Compared to other leading electric attachments, NSK offers greater visibility and easier access to posterior cases. And now, you can have an even better view. Introducing Timax Z45L, the world's first 45-degree electric. The 45-degree angled head gives you unmatched visibility into the oral cavity and effortless access to hard-to-reach molars. And here's another industry first. The Timax Z45L features the world's first two-way spray function. You can choose jet spray or mist, allowing you to perform a wide range of procedures from one versatile handpiece. If you want the best handpiece with all the best features, if you want a handpiece you can trust, then you want a Timax Z electric handpiece from NSK, the best handpiece.
What do you think the future holds for the dental industry as a whole?
So this is a great age to be a dentist in a lot of ways because there are so many opportunities for patients to save teeth and to restore teeth like never before. The old metal-backed crown that you used to see in the past, where if you look very closely and it looked kind of opaque at someone's mouth when they were smiling, those types of materials are kind of a thing of the past. The porcelains that go over these materials and the new material like zirconia I mentioned. There's office one-visit dentistry where a patient can go into an office and have a crown done in one visit. It's really great because patients that haven't gone to the dentist in the past regularly see that it doesn't have to be the arduous task or the painful task that it might have been in the past. There's a lot of opportunity out there. In fact, one of the very interesting statistics that we take a look at as a dental manufacturer is only about half of the population went to see the dentist last year in one form or another. And boy, there's a lot of opportunity if we can just continue to get that percentage up higher. And so what I think you're going to see is companies like NSK and others that are developing new products and new technologies to not only make things easier for the dentist, but make them more productive, allow them to see more patients, and that patient likes a procedure which might have taken an hour 20 years ago and now takes 30 minutes. That's 30 minutes of the time back for the patient and a much more pleasant procedure overall. So I think this is something that we see is dentistry is improving to improve people's lives. They keep their teeth for longer, and also to make the experience when they actually go visit the dentist a far more positive one.
Interesting. So the added power that your handpieces have, coupled with the fact that they're more ergonomically pleasing for the dentist, so it's probably not as difficult for the patient to be experiencing what the dentist is doing, all those things combine to really make the future of dentistry actually better for more people.
That's correct.
I guess that's the easiest way to put it.
That's a great way to put it. And also one of our core expertise areas is in electric handpieces. And the Z45 I had mentioned was a electric handpiece. Electric handpieces are known for being much quieter. And as more and more dentists adopt the technology in their office and get an electric micromotor, some of those noises even that you heard in the past, you don't hear anymore. That's that loud buzzing noise if you're sitting in the waiting room. So a patient, it's more pleasing just from the very beginning of their experience in the office. Not only is it quieter, but for the dentist, they can be more productive. They get constant cutting power from electric versus an air-driven handpiece, which work well, but tend to get a little more feedback and tend to bog down when they get into a denser material. With the electric handpieces, that doesn't happen at all. And so we've been a lot of success in converting dentists at a very sharp, good price point to our electric technology, and it pays off in more ways than just their productivity, but it's also a much more pleasing patient experience as well.
That is really very interesting, and that goes back to what we really said at the beginning about dentists trying to differentiate themselves in a down economy.
Absolutely, and this is a great way that they can do that. A little investment now on the front end can pay back quite a bit on the back end with a little marketing to patients. And it's one of those things, if a patient, the number one ways dentists recruit more patients is through their current patients.
Absolutely.
If you had a good experience at your dentist, you're going to make sure you tell someone else about that, and that's going to drive more business to them. So I think a lot of them recognize that and are really seeing that this investment in better technology, better equipment, like dental handpieces, can pay off for them.
So lastly, what role do you believe NSK will play in the future, and where do you think your future growth is going to be coming from, say over the next decade?
Well, there's a lot of growth in specialty areas of dentistry that would include surgical and endodontics, that NSK has some very, very good products that are helping in that particular area. For example, dental implants, which in the past, the dentist, at a certain point, you had to go get dentures for certain patients as you got older. That's becoming less and less of a necessity as implants are becoming better, becoming more affordable for patients. And we make products like surgical motors that help to drill the pilot hole for that implant, and also provide other surgical tools that can be done in terms of removal of teeth. And so that's a good example of we're using the technology and taking the technology to do the practice of dentistry better today. Where we go in the future from here, as patients try to learn or try to keep their teeth longer, and as materials are developed to help enable patients to do that, we'll focus more on areas that will help do that as well. So things like hygiene, which is becoming a more and more important profession overall, and developing hygiene handpieces and better tools for hygienists to use. One of the areas we're in is what's called ultrasonic scaling, and that helps a patient who has some heavy calculus to help that remove in a much more, an easier way to do that, in a faster way than just doing the hand scaling, which can sometimes hurt after a while.
I've heard.
Yes, yeah. So this is something as well. So overall, the technologies that are going to be developed in the future are going to be driving the practice of dentistry to bring more patients in to see a dentist regularly, and making those dentists more productive so they can see more patients. And that will make them happy because it's increased revenue opportunity for them and for companies like NSK.
Definitely. And of course for the patients. Make them happy as well.
Definitely.
If it hurts less and is over quicker.
That's the most important thing, exactly.
Thank you so much, Rob, for coming on the show today and for sharing all these interesting tools and solutions that you're creating at NSK.
Thank you, Jackie.
And thank you for watching. I'm Jackie Bales.